Shalom. Giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rachak. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And peace, blessings, and salutations to the tabernacle of David, though for elect scattered abroad across the four winds of the earth. And I'm just responding to the video Apostle Tahar did. Having a woman on the side is not adultery. And I got around 21 minutes, 24 seconds in, where the sister that was formerly a part of the IUIC is she's discussing with General Yohana about what they doing over there at the IUIC as far as marriage is concerned, and there's a lot of hypocrisy and a lot of out of order things that are going on over there. And that's why we always warn you about these guys that, like the scriptures say, that they desire to be teachers of the law, but they neither understand. Matter of fact, let me just grab it real quick. Hey, one thing in this thing of ours is you can't wing this thing, and you can't be a damn hypocrite. You're out there instructing and teaching many, but yet you're unprofitable to yourself. All right, but this is what a lot of these guys that hold that position, that be trying to push the law so heavy on people, this is what goes on. 1 Timothy 1:7, it says, desiring to be teachers of the law, understanding neither what they say nor whereof they affirm. But we know that the law is good if a man use it lawfully. And these based on what we're hearing, if these accounts are true, then they're definitely not using the law lawfully, especially when it comes to marriage. All right. Let me get this in the NLT real quick. It says they want to be known as teachers of the law of Moses, but they don't know what they're talking about, even though they speak so confidently. I.e., if you have more than one woman, that's fornication. How in the hell is that fornication? If the second woman that you marry was not married to another man, how is that fornication on your part? But yet in the kingdom of heaven, Isaiah 4:1 is going to apply. That's when it's going to be lawful. But right now it's unlawful. You only to have one woman or one wife. So they're an example of this. All right. They want to be known as teachers of the law, and they boast in the law, but they themselves don't even know what the hell they be talking about. And they be very confident when they out there speaking. Like they know what the hell they're talking about. We know that the law is good when used correctly. So you listen to the sister that's speaking, giving her testimony of what she saw over there. It's pretty much going to give credence to the fact that they over there they're hypocrites. They're not these big keepers of the law like they perpetrate themselves to be. All right. So let's listen to this real quick. It's 21 minutes, 24 seconds in.
I'm going to tell you, they have a respect. I think they do have a respect of person, because I have a sister that shared her experience with me, whereas her husband was directed to divorce her simply because they weren't happy with her. I don't. Wait a minute.
And that's out of order in itself. How could you counsel a man to disrupt his own marriage because you are dissatisfied with something, or you're unhappy with something? What gives you the power to grant another man or command another man to divorce his woman? What that man has going on with his woman is not of your concern at all. So that's out of order in itself. And that's what you would consider lordship, exercising lordship over another. And that's against the scriptures. All right, let me get, was that 1 Peter 5? No brother has the jurisdiction or the power to tell you what you can do, with your own woman. All right. This is 1 Peter 5. Yeah, 1 Peter 5 and 2. And this is still in the NLT. It says, care for the flock that the Most High has entrusted to you. Watch over it willingly, not grudgingly, not for what you will get out of it, which a lot of them, they do it to get things out of it, but because you are eager to serve the Most High God. Don't lord it over the people assigned to your care, but lead them by your own good example. So, you're not to be as lords over the Most High's heritage. All right. We don't exercise lordship. So that means that you don't try to dictate, decisions based on his private and personal life. That's for that man. All right. That's between him, his woman, and the Most High. All right. So they're out of order for that, man. That's out of line. Okay. Matter of fact, I think there's a scripture where it says, a man and his maid. Basically, you don't know the ways of a man and his maid because it's not for you to know. Let me see if I can find that. This is Proverbs 30. Yeah, Proverbs 30 and 18. It says, there be three things which are too wonderful for me, yet for which I know not. The way of an eagle in the air, the way of a serpent upon a rock, the way of a ship in the midst of the sea, and the way of a man with a maid. So those are things that you're just not going to know. And that last one being because it's none of your business. But they exercise lordship over there at the IUIC. I remember there was a clip shown when that whole Joy Morgan situation occurred, and then you had the Pocket situation that happened as well, where they was extorting that brother and his wife. One of the I don't know if he was an officer or a captain, but he pretty much said, "Hey, you don't do the thinking, we do the thinking for you. All right, we're your head, so we do the thinking for you." He said that. So, if that's how things are being ran over there, then that makes you understand why these people over there are straight zombies. This is why we call them zombies. You got stuff like that going on, and people won't even bat an eye to it. They just with it. Anyway, let's keep going.
But wait a minute, there's no divorce.
They were not happy with her.
Yes.
What were they unhappy about, if you don't mind?
Well, he complained about a text message sent to another friend. It was simply a good morning, and you know how you can press the hand to wave at somebody? That's what it was.
Right. So she waved the hand at another man.
Yeah.
And they didn't like it.
They didn't like it. They advised for him to divorce her.
Did he divorce her?
He pulled up paperwork. They're not divorced, but it's a little confusing because they tell you, okay, you can't divorce, but then they're telling ranking officers, and especially in this matter, to divorce their wife. It's kind of where it's hypocritical.
It certainly is hypocritical. Because they know the scriptures. They know when the scriptures say, what the Most High put together, let no man put asunder. They know that scripture. And the Lord even said that prior to Moses adding divorce to the law, it was never so. A man was never supposed to ever put away his woman or divorce his woman. All right. But because of the hardness of Jake's heart, the Most High suffered Moses to add that to the law. But these dudes over there acting holier than thou, but they're ordering dudes to divorce that woman if she does something that makes them unhappy. That's very hypocritical. And hey, let's get a couple verses on that. And let's go here to the book of Sirach. And this is 1:29, and it says, "Be not a hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest. Exalt not thyself." And the leadership over there, especially Nate, he's definitely exalted right now. "Lest thou fall, and bring dishonor upon thy soul, and so the Most High discover thy secrets." And that woman, she's spilling the beans, to another Israelite group, right? "And cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou camest not in the truth to the fear of the Lord, but thy heart is full of deceit." So you can't be a hypocrite out here in these streets, man. Or it will catch up with you. And we've been knowing because, it came out several times. She ain't the only one that revealed that that's what they be doing over there. But they'll have brothers, divorce their unbelieving wife, which that's totally off. We know according to the scriptures, Paul basically said that, if you put away a woman, she's supposed to be reconciled with you or remain unmarried. But if she go and marry another man while you're still alive, she becomes an adulteress. So this is 1 Corinthians 7 and verse it is 1 Corinthians 7 and 10. It says, "And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord." So he's saying, hey, now this is the Lord speaking here, right? "Let not the wife depart from her husband. And if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put his wife away." So IUIC, if this is true, they're continually going against this precept. Continually. But they have that holier than thou aura over there. Put out these IUIC commercials. Look at our weddings. Look at us cleaning up the community. Look at this, doing all that grandstanding. But this is what we're hearing, all right, through the grapevine. All right, totally off. They like to hide behind that outward appearance. Let me read the next verse too. Verse 12, it says, "But to the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother have a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away." Why? Because the believing husband is it's like the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband, and the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the believing wife. It says, "And if the woman which have an husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him." Why? Because they're still in a union. All right, they're still supposed to be together till death do them apart. Okay, and who knows if the unbelieving husband gets influenced by the behavior of the wife, and vice versa, and that motivates them to, or influences them to actually come into the truth and change their life. So, yeah, this is out of line, man. But let me run that back.
Somebody, that's what
Right.
it was.
Right. So she waved the hand at another man.
Yeah.
And they didn't like it.
Yeah, and that's what that sister did was off. You ain't supposed to have no dealings with any man. You shouldn't be texting, no brother. All right. Now, if there's an emergency situation, your husband, something happens to him and, you call the authorities, but you're trying to contact people to let people know what's going on with your husband, that will probably be the only justification while you even contact, another brother, another man that's an associated with your husband. But outside of that, yeah, that's out of order. But that's not grounds for you to actually put her away. The scripture literally says, unless she commits adultery. Fornication is the word that it actually uses, but it's the same thing. Fornication and adultery are interchangeable. If she committed adultery, if she went and laid with that man, then that's when you definitely cut her off completely. You divorce her and let the Most High deal with her later. But if a text message, come on, man, that's out of line. And you know what you're gonna cause that brother to do for giving him that advice? Now you're causing him to cause her to commit adultery. And this is what the scripture actually says. So let's go to Matthew 5. And let's get it in the NLT. This is Matthew 5 and 31. It says, "You have heard the law that says a man can divorce his wife by merely giving her a written notice of divorce." And this is what we're hearing about with the IUIC. Plus, they're teaching to marry according to the state. So you got to be under contract, setting you up for the biggest L of your life, right? Because you're now giving the state jurisdiction over your union. You're giving them power over your marriage. That's a L. But that's the advice that they're giving their men over there. All right. It says, but I say that a man who divorces his wife, unless she has been unfaithful, meaning what? She went and committed adultery, causes her to commit adultery. And anyone who marries a divorced woman also commits adultery. So you saying that the brother should divorce his wife over a text message, you're causing her to commit adultery. That's basically what you're doing. Because the scriptures say, and this is Yahweh Shai speaking, by the way, unless the man divorces his wife, unless she had been basically caught in the act, is evidence that she was unfaithful. That's the only way or the only time you can divorce her. Other than that, if you just write her a bill of divorce and she didn't go out there and get penetrated, you're causing her to go and commit adultery. Because eventually, after time, you still being here, she's going to go and end up with another brother. And that brother that gets with her, he commits adultery. So they're setting up a major stumbling block, with this marriage controversy. This is a stumbling block. What do the scriptures say about setting stumbling blocks, man? This is Leviticus 19:14. In the law, thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but thou shalt fear thy power. I am the Lord. And what are we supposed to be doing? As men that are, restorers of the way. All right. We're repairing the breach. What are we supposed to be out there doing? Isaiah 57:14, and shall say, cast ye up, prepare the way, take up the stumbling block out of the way of my people. They're casting stumbling blocks with this. Romans 14:13. It says, let us not therefore judge one another anymore, but judge this rather, that no man put a stumbling block or an occasion to fall in his brother's way. So IUIC, man, they're just further getting in trouble, in the spirit. If any of this is true of what the sisters are saying, then they're getting more and more in hot water with the Most High. Because that's off. The only way you can get rid of your woman is if you have the evidence that she definitely crept on you. Like if that brother went and found more than just that emoji in the text message, if there was body parts and shit like that, then you might have to separate yourself. But even then, because if she received that, right, that's totally wicked, right? If she didn't actually commit that act, she didn't lay physically with that man. Do you divorce her? Do you do you put her away forever, or do you show some level of mercy to her? Especially if she repents and she's remorseful about it. She shows sorrow. Do you grant her mercy because she, at the end of the day, she didn't physically get touched by the man, but she definitely was out of line looking at some shit she was supposed to be looking at on her phone, or having sent to her on, corresponding through text messages. But if there was an actual act, you read in text messages, last night was, last night was that was it. I hope you're getting some rest because last night was, if you seeing conversations like that in the text messages, then yeah, that's all the evidence you need, and you can take that, especially since y'all married through the state, so you take it to court. That's your proof that your significant other was unloyal. All right, but outside of that, you're not supposed to divorce your woman. Okay, y'all supposed to work it out, reconcile, do what you got to do. So let's listen to a little more, then we'll close.
They didn't like it. They advised for him to divorce her.
Did he divorce?
He pulled up paperwork. They're not divorced, but it's a little confusing because they tell you, okay, you can't divorce, but then they're telling ranking officers, and especially in this matter, to divorce their wife. It's kind of where it's hypocritical.
Speaking out of both, if that's the case, then that's hypocrisy. That's hypocrisy. Except because she said hi to another brother, which she shouldn't have did. That's kind of out of order. That's disrespecting your man. But the only way, according to the Messiah, Yahushua, you can break off from your woman is because of fornication. Let me go ahead and get that. I believe that's Matthew 19, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if I'm correct. Then again, it could be Matthew 5. Let me see. Let me try Matthew 19. Okay, I'm going to go right to the point.
So listen, RUIC. Y'all, come on, man. All these scriptures that y'all recite and quote and bring out at your camp, y'all don't know this scripture is in there, man? Or y'all having comprehension issues? Scriptures is actually plain as day. There's nothing confusing about what Yahushua said in this passage. But let's listen. This is Apostle Tahar going into it.
Man, neither father and mother cleaving to his wife shall be both be one flesh. Wherefore they are no more a twine or two, but one flesh. What therefore the Most High have joined together, let not man put asunder. There's even a song about it. They say unto him, why didst Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away? He said unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, because you were wicked as hell, you're going to do it anyway, suffered you to put away your wives. But from the beginning, it was not so.
Yeah, because Jake was going to play the system, just like they misused the system of sacrifice. Jake always got a way to try to play the system, just being wicked. Well, I'm going to marry this woman, but I'm going to act like something's wrong with her. I'm going to find something wrong with her. And I'm going to find an excuse to, basically put her away so I can go and deal with this other woman I thought I liked this woman, but I don't. So you will open. You know how Jake play. Jake will go to a restaurant and they'll go and order some food and they'll eat like maybe damn near half the food, and then find something wrong with the food, and then tell the waiter or the waitress, well, my food was cold, or there was something in my food or something to that effect, to not have to fully pay for the food or for them to go and bring them another plate. Jake is like that, man. So you don't think they was the same way when it came to how they tried to misuse the law? Well, I'm gonna find a reason to ditch my woman so I can go and deal with this other woman. Well, the law said you can't put your woman away, but if you divorce your woman, and it has to be a reasonable cause why you do that. Otherwise, she's with you, for life. And even if you get another woman, the woman that you got first, the one that you hate, you might have found no favor in the first woman. You thought you liked her, but she's the first one to have your son, your firstborn. The heir is supposed to go to him, no matter how you feel about her. So the laws pretty much tell you got to stick it out with your woman. The laws are very just and very reasonable. And if Jake actually followed these laws, it wouldn't be a bunch of baby mamas and side bitches and all that other stuff.
I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication. That word fornication means adultery. Not waving, saying hi to some other brother. That's not a good look, but you can't divorce that woman. You would have to have counsel. You'd have to inquire as to what's going on. And shall marry another. Let me read that again. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. So she's committing adultery because she'll move on and commit adultery. And whosoever marrieth her, which is put away, committeth adultery. So it covers, let me read it again. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? Let me go to the NLT. Let me go to the BBE, the Bible in Basic English.
Right, and if she commits adultery by moving on, because that's basically what she's going to be forced to do, you're going to force her to basically move on, right? She's divorced, so that means she can never return to your house. She's going to have to be forced to move on. So what is it going to force her into? She's going to knowing her instincts, she's going to try to look for survival in the next household. So what do you think she's going to do? If she doesn't go and marry another man, which technically she's going to be committing adultery when she does it, she's going to end up either doing that or she's going to end up prostituting herself. That's how certain women in the ancient world, when it was like this, they ended up falling into prostitution. Because she's going to find a way to live by any means. She's not going to just go out into the streets and just, die. She's going to go and tuck herself in some corner in the streets and just die off. You got to be realistic. She's not going to go and shrivel up somewhere in some corner. She's going to go and continue with her life. So that's why you think about that. Should I really put this woman out? She didn't commit adultery. She was out of line though by, sending a wave emoji to another brother. But that's not means for divorce. So now you're going to cause this woman to go out there and now she got to go and commit adultery just to find shelter, or end up out there and become a prostitute.
And I say to you, whoever puts away his wife for any other cause than the loss of a virtue, which is adultery, and takes another, is a false husband. If you take a woman that's married to another man, and he who takes her as his wife when she is put away is not true, is no true husband to her. Yeah, because the current husband is still living. Let me go to the NLT.
And that's what be going on. You know, these women, they'll be in a relationship with a dude, and then they both just separate for whatever reason, and he go and do him, she go and do her. Then she ends up in another relationship. That's adultery. But we grew up in our ignorance, not knowing that that's what that is. So therefore, you get you a woman now, she's not a virgin. She's technically not your wife. But, you know, this is a sinful and adulterous generation, you know. You get with your woman now, and, you know, she wasn't a virgin, you know, but now that you know the truth, you know, now this is where everything stops. And now that you know the truth, you with a man, now you know you can't be with nobody else as long as you live. Now that you know the truth. And you as a brother, you can't put her away unless she go and play the whore. So y'all just together.
Because in Esau's system, adultery is, you know, if a man gets with another woman, even if the woman's not married, I said, no. The man can have more than one wife.
And that's law.
See, Esau ain't about that because he's bitch made. He ain't a real man.
Yeah, he's a natural sodomite, you know. And the scriptures do say, we always quote it, Psalms 50 and 16, you know, unto the wicked, what hast thou to do? Declare my statutes, that thou should take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction, and cast my word behind thee. He doesn't follow the instruction. He doesn't care. You know, he gives you license to sin. He'll give marriage license to people of the same gender trying to marry each other. So he's just a man of lawlessness. He's a devil. That's why everything is upside down. Marriage is out of order. You know, marriage isn't sacred anymore, thanks to this damn devil. You know, but you wicked Israelites out there that's misleading the flock like this, you're going to be held accountable too. All right, that's and that's without question. You're going to be held accountable, man. All right. So I'm gonna stop the video right there. You know, y'all can watch the rest of this. All right. You know, Apostle was cooking, man, but the Spirit hopped on me, and I was like, let me do a quick response to this as well. But hopefully y'all were edified. Let me give all praise to y'all. Bashim Shai. Shalom.